Michael Gove knows he's got problems. What to do about prisons many say are overcrowded, underfunded, full of drugs and weapons. So he thinks his new autonomous jails will work.
They will, I hope, be places of rehabilitation, order, decency and purpose.
But as gangs fight over the supply of drugs in Wandsworth's prison yard, it's clear they're a long way from that, and he doesn't shy away from a damning assessment. Your Chief Inspector of Prisons says that some prisons are not fit for purpose. Do you agree that some of them are not fit for purpose?
Yes.
Why do you think they're not fit for purpose?
There are some prisons which are not safe enough for prisoners, not safe enough for the dedicated staff who work in them. And related to that, there are some prisons that are simply not doing a good enough job in providing either education or employment opportunities for prisoners.
And he admits the increase in drugs and weapons is worrying. The startling footage of a drone flying in a package of highly addictive legal highs and phones into a prison cell is something the Justice Secretary saw when broadcast by the BBC this week.
I watched it in this very room.
What did you make of what you saw from that footage?
I thought that the public will now realise one of the big problems that we face in prison.
But why can't you stop it?
We're taking action now to deal with the corruption that sometimes facilitates getting these drugs into prison.
But critics complain there are just too many people in jails for reforms to be effective. So part of Mr Gove's plan is allowing people out to work.
That means that prisoners can spend time out of their cell and out of jail working for an employer, learning what responsibility means and preparing for a useful life on the outside.
Will that be safe for the wider public?
I absolutely believe it will be.
He admits the rise in suicide, self-harm and violence could undermine his reforms, but denies funding and staffing numbers are already doing that. But he accepts too many are reoffending.
The whole point of having someone in prison, the whole point of spending as much as parents will spend sending their kids to Eton on an individual in every year, is to change their lives. We won't change their lives if we leave them banged up for hours on end. It is only by transforming our prisons that we will make this country safer. And that's why when people say this is a soft agenda and you're coddling prisoners, they couldn't be more wrong.
When you have drugs ordered in and just lifted up and over the prison walls, the problems are pretty stark. Mr Gove knows them, but can anything he does change them? Lucy Manning, BBC News.